Hey, what is up, YouTube? We're going to be doing a review of the Little Mermaid movie today. And I'll be honest, I checked it out today. I went in, got my popcorn, sat down. Wasn't really sure what to expect because, I mean, other than the review bombing that it's gotten, there hasn't been any really, like, actual criticism for the movie. Most of it is a bunch of racist mumbo jumbo. So first I want to start off by saying that any live action that has animals is going to be creepy. I mean, we've seen the live-action Lion King. Simba wasn't necessarily creepy, but let's be honest, he wasn't exactly cute. Um, and you could definitely tell that it was some of the sea animals were a little creepy, much as any kind of live action that involves animals. It's really hard to look at Flounder. It's pretty scary looking. Of the animals that we do see, I think that Scuttlebutt is probably my favorite. It's hilarious, and I was really surprised to hear a very feminine voice come from Scuttlebutt. I'm sure it was voiced by a lovely lady. Um, and I actually really enjoyed that. I think Scuttlebutt was probably my favorite. Absolutely hilarious dialogue coming from that character. Um, and then we get onto the topic of Holly Bailey. I think that's her name. That played Ariel. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think they could have cast anybody else for the role. She did a magnificent job. Vocals for the songs, facial expressions. She just did a magnificent job. I really don't think they could have cast anybody else. She literally became Ariel. It was beautiful. Um, there were a lot of changes from the animation to the live action that I thought really augmented the story and put some depth to the characters. Such as Prince Eric being adopted, the story not taking place in Denmark, but rather somewhere around the Caribbean. Um, and I think that really added some depth to Prince Eric's character and a little bit more explanation behind kind of like how he is and why he is the way he is. The movie does have some darker undertones, which, I mean, let's be honest, it's a live action. It's going to. And I'm sure that a lot of kids are gonna miss those darker undertones. You know, most kids are not gonna ask about, mermaids leading men to their death. And it even had a really awesome fight scene between Ariel, Eric, and Ursula, which was amazing. I'm not gonna ruin it for you guys if you haven't seen it yet, so just know that it was an amazing fight scene. And it wasn't long and it wasn't gory. I think that they did the perfect balance between something to appeal to the adults who grew up watching the animated version of Little Mermaid and something to appeal to the kids who would have this is, maybe the first time watching Little Mermaid. I really feel sorry if it is your first time, but you know. Um I think there was a lot of good things such as representation. There were a lot of different races and mermaids, which I thought was fantastic. And them representing different nations and different seas was amazing to me. I love the amount of representation in the movie. It really does solid. Um, there really wasn't a lot of things to complain about. I mean, any kind of live action animals, like I said, is really creepy. Um, and I do think Holly Bailey did a good job. The lady who played Ursula, excellent at being creepy. There was some darker scenes that made it think a little bit harder, but these were scenes what was necessary for the plot. I think they could have made it a little more visually bright so you could see those scenes a little better. But they were still really good scenes and spoke a lot of, about the seriousness of the story in those areas right there in it. The underwater stuff was really, really cool. Um, we even get to see some choreographed dance scenes in the movie, which is great. I think that is amazing. Um, and even the songs have been kind of improved upon to fit the live action narrative that we see. I just think that's amazing. All in all, I'm going to give it a 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 because some of the darker scenes are a little hard to see, and of course, I'm not a big fan of live action animals in movies like this, so that's more of a biased take. But I am going to give it an 8 out of 10 because, for the most part, the movie was amazing. It hit a lot of the um, expectations I have and things I like to see in a good movie. Um, Usually when I see live action princess movies from Disney, excuse me, that's my cat jumping on the desk, I don't expect much in the way of it being good. especially when it comes to princess movies. Disney does have a habit of making live action things that just don't need live actions, and I was a little hesitant with this. It definitely wasn't what I was expecting, but I also don't know what I was expecting when I went in there. Like I said, 8 out of 10. The movie is definitely worth checking out if you're a fan of The Little Mermaid. It will definitely put a different spin on how you see the story, and it is just a fun movie overall. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this movie review with a little bit of critiquing in there. If you like the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. And if you haven't already, so hit the subscribe buttons and the little bell icon to be notified when I go live. You guys, you guys are awesome. Talk to you later.